UFC superfan here. We are doing a fight recap. This is for UFC 175. The co-main event, Ronda Rousey versus Alexis Davis for the Women's Bantamweight Championship. I'm a couple days behind on my recap videos. My wife and I, we made it out to the fights out in Vegas, and we got back yesterday, so I'm catching up on my videos. But let me tell you, the fights were absolutely amazing. Amazing. So, with that being said, let's get to it. By now, I'm sure most of you guys have heard Rousey is still the champion. It was a quick 16-second fight, and Rousey made it look easy. But let's talk about leading up to the fight. So, Alexis Davis, she was supposed to be the next true or main true challenger to Ronda Rousey. So she is a Japanese Jiu-Jitsu and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. Don't ask me what the differences are. I couldn't tell you, but it sounds good. She was coming off of a 5-fight win streak. Three fights in the UFC, all won. Rosie Sexton, Liz Carmouche, and Jessica Ai. And she had this impressive background, seasoned fighter, and we all thought, at least I thought, she was going to give Rousey a run for her money. The Vegas betting odds were that I think she was a 10-1 underdog, or 1-10 underdog. Rousey, as she's walking out, she has her usual game face on. She looks pissed, actually. She wants to get in there and just rip someone's head off. And I think that she was probably inside Alexis Davis's head that, you know, she was unstoppable. And it sure looked like she was unstoppable. So, fight starts, and immediately both fighters they kind of try to establish their jab. So Alexis Davis actually did establish her jab. I think she tagged Rousey two or three times with the jab within the first couple of seconds. Rousey, same thing. She hit Davis with a couple of jabs, but then that's when it kind of went downhill. So Rousey, overhand right, it kind of buckles Davis, then knee to the stomach, and then judo throw, and then she gets her into this position. She gets her into this position where her head is exposed, and Rousey is basically landing, I think, 7 unanswered strikes. Davis's arm goes limp, and it's all she wrote. So, at the end of the 16 seconds, the ref calls it, knockout, and then Rousey gets up. Davis is still clasping onto Rousey's waist, and Rousey just kind of lets it go. And then she starts to crack that smile of relief. So, Rousey, amazing again. She gained, I think, a good amount of fans back from, I think, what she lost. The weigh-ins, during the weigh-ins, I was there. A lot of people were booing. I'd say 60% were booing, 40% cheering. But by the end of that fight, I would say 95% were cheers for Rousey. So, great fight for Ronda. Happy for her that she's back. Back with the fans on the positive side, and kicking butt. So the win did cost her. I'm not sure if you guys saw, but Rousey did need stitches on her hand. I'm going to show you kind of the aftermath. Show you the aftermath. She needed, I think, 9 stitches to repair a cut on her hand. probably from the overhand right. And they also just released the information that Rousey did also break her hand, which would probably sideline her for, I would say, at least the rest of this year. So it's definitely a bummer. What's next for Rousey? Getting healthy again, and most likely taking on Cat Zingano, as long as Cat's healthy. I think Cat's going to pose a pretty big challenge also. Proven fighter, very strong, aggressive fighter in Zingano, so I think Rousey has her work cut out. For Alexis Davis, it's unfortunate, you know, she is not at the same level as Rousey. They're just way different and on different levels. So it's back to the drawing board for Davis, and she probably is still a top fighter in the division, but just not anywhere near what Rousey is. But anyways, congrats to the champion, Rousey, and that's it. Visit me at theflyingarmbar.com, and UFC Superfan out.